Hi, this is a video response, basically to a video that I'll post the link for right there, and you really should watch his video first, because basically I take it apart line for line, excluding his little intro bit, but basically about 23 to 30 seconds in, it starts off like this. The common problem for most Christians is that you assume you don't know anything. One example is some pastor will tell you something and you'll run with it. Most Christians don't know anything about science. Nothing. They just don't know anything about quantum mechanics, string theory, holographic principle, or anything else. You just hear the sermon and it does not process through your little mind. And then you think you know the formula for the universe, and you don't. See, this is the problem. With most Christians, it is that you grab onto anything to dispute something that you know nothing about. You'll grab onto anything a preacher says, and you know that it's your life. But the fact of the matter is you don't know anything about science. You don't know anything about Kepler, Hubble, Newton, Einstein, Hawking, Polchinski, or Susskind. But you sit there and you dispute something that you know nothing about. Yet you give your whole life up, your whole salvation up, to something that you haven't even investigated. You want to investigate? Investigate science first. Maybe you'll find out why so many are becoming atheists. Millions upon millions, 400 to 500 million believe in God, which I think the number is a little higher than that. But that's because none of them have taken the time to investigate. You know, one time a Christian told me he prayed for a bike and he got it, so that's why he's a Christian. That's the mentality of these people. That's the mentality of these believers. There is a survey out right now that says any kind of spirituality is good for you. The reason is because of the meditative state calms the mind, slows the heart rate, and lowers the blood pressure. Any meditation will do this for you. This is a long time researched thing. It's not new. I just read the full study on the NAS website. Go check it out right now. When you interject God into life, you live in fear and never have a moment's peace. See, I even wear an ancient torture device around my neck, and it's a graven image. Because it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Before you say that you are a confirmed Christian, read some science or psychology, because if you really read it, it all fits. But if you just take out the parts that validate your godliness, you're not getting the full scope of what reality is saying. And that's why you're lost. Like I said, most Christians don't even know science at all. And you know, you don't know. You haven't read it. All you know is what one book written 2,000 years ago by hole-pooping Bronze Age people says. How smart is that? You are just against science, and you don't even know why. I practiced Christianity for 20 years. I didn't even know why. I just did it. Then, one day, I read some science, and now I read science all the time. I use it with everything. I was just ignorant and stubborn, and I wanted it my way. I was mad that I had spent 20 years that way. I could have had science and reason all along. That's the problem with most Christians. Just read it, and if it doesn't go your way, you dispute it. And if you have any questions, just ask me. I'll open up your mind to the understanding of reality. You'll see that everything does not have to be connected all the time, and that we are still learning all the time, and that the Bible is just a poorly written fiction, complete with non-impressive miracles and stories that cannot be proven. Before you kick it, try it. Don't just live thinking that there is a heaven and make heaven here on earth. The only quasi-provable existence we have is here. I cannot think of a fear-filled threat to end this with, so I will just say two things. May God be less, and God bless America.